Today is Thursday, April 23rd, 2015. We've done 34 of these episodes, and I hope that you're enjoying them. If you are, let me know about it. I'm at Dan Benjamin on Twitter. You can also go to iTunes, rate the show on iTunes. And if you really love the show and you have no use for our lovely sponsors, you can support the show by going to Patreon, patreon.com/5by5. People have asked me if they think that it's, I don't think they use the word like some kind of a conflict. People have said, is there a conflict in having sponsors as well as also asking people for Patreon? And a lot of people have told me they have written in, and when I say a lot, I'm talking about dozens of people have written in to say, you know what, I don't need to use your sponsors, or I don't like the sponsors, or I've already used the sponsors, but I want to support the stuff that you guys are doing. I understand that it's a lot of work. So how do I help? So that's what we have the Patreon for, patreon.com/5by5. It helps out a lot. We're about ready to launch a new segment on this show. And yesterday I went to the grocery store, even though I wasn't sick yesterday, but I felt weird all day. Felt strange.
Yeah.
Sort of very exhausted, tired, other things. I don't know why. I felt very weird. So we wound up not doing this show yesterday, which bums me out because I think it's the first day that I missed in a long time.
It is.
Long time. Can we do this shot? Yeah, good. We can do that one.
Lovely.
So I felt really bad about it, but one thing I was able to do yesterday was I wanted to start a new show. The new segment of the show is going to be called, tentatively called, Taste Testers. That's probably copyrighted, and we'll probably get in trouble for using that.
We'll have to come up with a more clever name.
If you have a better name, let me know. But what we're going to be doing, and I got the idea the other night, I was watching Mad Men. I love Mad Men. I've been very much enjoying that show. It's coming to an end, as you all know. If you're not on board with that show, it might be something that you will want to get on board with when it's over, because then you can. Most of them, I think, are available on Netflix. It's a wonderful, entertaining, strange show. We're sad that it's coming to an end. I mean, I'm sad. But in this show, they're talking a lot about Sanka. They keep saying, oh, I'll have a Sanka. And I remember I came in, Hattie, and I asked you, have you ever had a Sanka? I know that I've had Sanka, but it was probably 15 or more years ago since I've had a Sanka. Have you ever had a Sanka?
No, never.
Well, I thought it would be fun to try some of these old products that have been around forever, things from my childhood that I haven't tried in a long time, things that I've never tried, and products that used to be seen as these amazing, wonderful, scientifically perfected things. Like there was this philosophy for a long time that science would get it right. Science. It's because it's all about science. And the reality is maybe that things that are natural might actually be better for us. But I wanted to go and try these strange things. So I wanted to swing by the H-E-B. Now, we have this store here in Texas called H-E-B. H-E-B. Have you ever been to an H-E-B, Hattie? Have you ever experienced
my
an
entire
H-E-B?
life.
What is an H-E-B?
An
If you could
H-E-B
describe.
is a giant grocery store, mainly food, but it also has some things like, like Band-Aids and stuff like that, medicine and
It's a grocery
paper
store.
towels, yeah.
Well, I went there yesterday and I picked up a few things. The first thing that I picked up, and I'm not going to open any of these until we start the official segment, and we're working on a special little set just for the segment. I think we'll actually be doing it where on Hattie's shot, we'll just zoom out a little bit, and the two of us will sit there and open some products up and taste them and prepare them. This first one, Hattie, can you zoom in on this for me?
Zoom.
Oh yeah, right. I'm gonna have to do it. Can you please explain what it is that I am that I'm doing as I do it?
Yes.
Because the people cannot see because they're only listening.
Right.
So I'm going to be doing this. Oh, I'll do it right here. Yeah, right like that. What am I doing?
You are trying to zoom in on your own shot and make a second shot. There.
Okay.
You're holding
Look
up
at this. This is gonna work. This is gonna be okay.
a very small canister
what is
of
this?
Sanka.
A Sanka. What is Sanka?
Sanka,
For those who...
I believe is an instant coffee.
Look at how good this shot actually looks. Okay.
I think you should keep that one, but remove your name
Oh,
your thing
hang on.
down. That would be the only
because
addition.
I am not actually a container of Sanka, as far as we
This
know.
is Dan Benjamin.
There. Sanka. Okay, so that's the first thing I've got. The second thing I've got, a lot of people on Twitter suggested this. What is this that I'm
You are
holding?
now holding up a very big container of Tang.
The theater of the mind.
It's
Orange
a
flavored
strange container. It's a plastic container. It says Tang, and it looks very exciting. Tang is actually written on a big green exclamation point with white letters, and it's got an orange on each side. Oh, and by the way, let me describe what Sanka. Sanka is listed is described as instant coffee, naturally decaffeinated. It is crystals, and you use 1 teaspoon of the coffee, more or less, it says, to suit your taste, and then you add that to 6 ounces of boiling water. You can also make it in the microwave. Tang, it is a drink mix. It's an orange flavored drink mix, and it says natural flavor. We'll get into the ingredients and stuff on the show. That's the next thing. Then I got something that harkens back to my childhood. This is Smucker's Goober Grape, but it's called Smucker's Goober. I think the name of the product, Hattie, is Goober.
Goober. And the flavor is grape, made by Smuckers.
Right. And what this is it's peanut butter and grape jelly stripes. And I remember this as something that I wanted when I was a kid. I always would ask for this because it looks so cool.
Uh-huh.
Look at the little, I have to put a hotkey for this one, but look at the little happy little peanut, happy little grape. And they're actually shouting. There's a little speech bubble there. I don't know if you can see that. That says America's favorite. That's what they're shouting. And we'll talk. I remember this as a kid. I was always getting this as a kid. And my mom would always get angry at me because she would say, well, I'm not buying it for you because you never eat it. You never eat it. And I said, Mom, I want it. Well, if you don't like it, you can go live with your father. That would be her response. And the last one is, do you see how I cut between the two shots?
Perfect.
How I put the
you
hotkey?
did good.
People don't know.
Proud of you.
I'm controlling it with this little keypad. People don't know that. Boom. Oh, hold on. I did better first time. Yes. This is something called Nutella.
Or Nutella.
Nutella?
Well, if it's hazelnut, Nutella.
Hazelnut Nutella. Well, that
I
makes
don't
more
know if
sense
it's
than Nutella.
I don't know if it's Nutella or Nutella.
Nutella makes sense.
I've always called it Nutella.
Nutella, hazelnut spread with cocoa.
So good.
You've had this.
I could live in that.
You've had
pan.
this?
Yes. That's
Okay.
the one thing that is, and Tang
Of all of
are the
them.
one thing that I have had.
Okay.
Tang has changed their branding a lot.
A lot.
Remember the orangutan that used to have the oranges and he would dance around and tell you to drink Tang?
No.
You remember that?
Uh-uh.
I'll look that commercial.
All right, you look that up. Well, these are some of the things we're going to be starting with. There are going to be very short segments that we'll do. We'll record and we'll air them here, but then we'll also make them their own little stream, their own little feed. We'll make a little YouTube thing so that people who are interested in just that can jump in and just see the taste testing. The only problem is some of the things that we're supposed to be taste testing are they contain gluten. People have suggested that we taste Vegemite. They have suggested that we taste Marmite.
Mm-hmm.
And a handful of other things from the childhood that they contain gluten. And Hattie, both of us, for better or for worse, both of us are gluten free. And
We
what
are.
that means is that we can't have either of these or any of the other ones. So we need to get a guinea pig in here to eat them who's not gluten free.
We could co-op one of the interns.
Bring an
them
intern in.
Yeah.
And let them poison themselves with
Exactly.
gluten.
We poison the interns. It's
Yeah,
fine.
poisoning the interns. A title for today. Poisoning the interns. So anyway, I'm very excited about the new segment. I really want to open these things. It's very frustrating to be looking at the goober and not be able to open the goober. I just want to taste the goober.
Me too. It does look really
It looks
delicious.
really good, but I have a feeling it's not. And people would say, "Well, Dan, I know you're paleo. How are you gonna be able to taste the goober or the Nutella?"
Oh, right.
Well, there is a such thing as paleo bread. It's horrible. But there is gluten-free bread, which is not paleo, but it's gluten-free, so we'll be able to have that.
The bread, the paleo bread that you brought, did your mother make it? That was really good.
Oh, you know what? I could get some of
Mm-hmm.
mom's bread.
Mom's bread. Yes.
Yeah.
This is really good.
Mom's bread. I have a big announcement to make that I feel like I did it just in time. I canceled my Apple Watch order. Hattie, care to comment? Oh, do we want applause for
yes,
that? Do I get applause?
Yes.
So hold on. I didn't know we were going to have to
That's why
applaud.
I was raising my hands in applause.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just in time too.
Why? Why just in time? Because right. Many Apple Watch orders, and I'm going to have that weird squash.
Nope.
Oh, you took care of it for
Yeah.
You are such a kind and caring
It's my job.
woman or lady. Jen Simmons has still not released her piece on whether it is okay to say lady, woman, girl, female, woman with a WOMYN. I want to get it right. Because like a lot of the time I will call my daughter a little lady or something like that. And Jen Simmons has me worried now that that's wrong. I'm doing a disservice to women. I don't want to do that. I'm a father of a boy and a girl, and I want them both to. And this is like a serious issue. Like I want to get it right. If the word lady is somehow offensive or diminishes a woman, I don't want to ever use it again. But I don't know. You said you don't care.
I don't care. But I also answer to names that are not my actual name.
Yeah.
So.
But I'm saying I want to get it right. I want to make sure that I get it right. I don't want to be calling them the wrong thing. Especially, if it's offensive in some way. Anyway, Apple Watch orders will ship earlier than expected. Many of my friends on Twitter who were not expecting to get their Apple Watch until June or something are now getting notifications that the order is processing or shipping or even shipping notices. They're getting them. Now, I have not been able, the people who are tweeting about it in typical Twitter fashion, very passive-aggressively saying, my watch shipped. It's shipping early. It wasn't supposed to ship until June. I just got notification. But they failed to say which watch they actually ordered. They just either assume that we know it or don't care to tell. But I'm wondering if there is some kind of a correlation between the kind of watch that you got and when it's going to be shipping out. Who knows? Well, I canceled my order just in time. If this thing had shipped, I would have been very upset. Because I had changed my mind. Really, I was not sure about ordering the thing in the first place. The main reason that I was ordering it was because I wanted to be able to talk about it based on hands-on experience and day-to-day use. Hattie, you're nodding.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people were looking forward to what you had to say about a new piece of Apple.
New piece
product.
of Apple kit.
Yes.
Gear. I feel like I want to come over there and fix your microphone.
I just need to see it straighter.
Look at that. Much better.
See?
That's you got to get TV ready.
Well,
I want you to be TV ready. The show could get picked up any day, Addie.
Oh, yes.
You just got to...
With me looking like this, definitely.
Down hiding behind the microphone?
Yes.
Yeah. It's like you want us to fail.
I know.
So people are excited because they're going to be getting their watches. And I was there sitting there saying, I'm going to cancel mine. And here's why. First of all, I was not very sure to begin with that I wanted to get this thing. I really was not sure that I wanted to get this thing. I wanted to get it mainly because I wanted to be able to intelligently talk about it. And then I started thinking, who's the super fan we keep talking about? Senor Lopez?
Alberto,
Senor Alberto Lopez. Very, very kind man. We met in person.
Yes.
And unlike most super fans, he wasn't very especially creepy. He was very nice. And he's a super fan of the show. And he supports the show, and he's like a poster child for a member of Team Benjamin.
I agree.
Or Jackal, whatever you want to call it. And I like him. And he said, Dan, I'm counting on you to get this watch. And a number of other people echoed this sentiment. I'm counting on you to get the Apple Watch because I care about what you say about it. This is very flattering to me. But he knows, as I've tried to say many times on the shows that I do, that I am not an Apple fan. I'm not an Apple hater. I'm not an Apple fanboy. I'm not a Microsoft or a Windows or a Linux lover or hater. I just want the best stuff. I just want the best stuff, whatever that is. If I'm spending money on something, then I want it to be the best thing that I can buy. Following Horace Dediu's rule, I should be hiring that device or that object or whatever it is. I'm hiring it to do a job. I'm hiring it to do a specific job. And is it living up to that? Here's the thing, Hattie. I don't want to hire the Apple Watch to do any job. The job that the Apple Watch is doing is not a job that I need filled. It's that simple for me.
Not a problem you have.
Maybe it's a problem I don't know I have. That's what Apple wants me to think. That's what Android Wear wants me to think. That's what Pebble Time wants me to think. That this is something that I need. But I'm trying to decouple myself from my gadgets as much as possible. I'm trying to use my phone less, and I'm not trying to use it less by using a watch instead. I'm trying to use a gadget less. I'm trying to use gadgets less than I use now. I wanna use my lovely paper pads more. I want to use my pens and pencils more.
Tangible objects.
Right on. I want to use things like that I grew up using that were very effective for me. Because when I started thinking about what I use my phone for, and there's certain things I really enjoy using my phone for. I make a lot of phone calls. That's a fact. I use Twitter. I use Instagram. But, after that, the use kind of drops off. I mean, I use messaging apps to find out what's going on. But, I don't know. I think I'm an edge case or corner case or whatever in that I'm not excited about this kind of stuff as much as I used to be maybe or whatever. But the fact is that I say it again, everyone's bored of hearing about my $30 Timex watch. So I'm going to switch it. I'm going to be ordering a $27 Darth Vader watch on Amazon, and that'll make my kid really, really happy.
It's really cool.
It's a cool watch.
Uh-huh.
So I will be I also did order a Pebble Time, and I'll tell you what I like about the Pebble Time, and I'll tell you what I like and why I'm going with the Pebble Time instead, not in addition to, but instead of the Apple Watch. But before I do that, I'm going to do this Wealthfront spot, and I pre-recorded a little disclaimer. I'm very proud of the disclaimer, Hattie. So
I'm excited
it
for
took me
people to
far
hear it.
too long to do it. So let me do the Wealthfront is an automated investment service that makes it easy to invest your money the right way. Investing is so important, and most people have no idea what they're doing, including me, really. I try. But most people don't even want to try. They just want to invest some money, and they want to, and that's what Wealthfront lets you do. You fill out a simple form online that says, here's how aggressively or how conservatively I want you to invest my money. They follow that. And they work 24/7 to manage your investments. They rebalance your portfolio. They reinvest your dividends, and it's all commission-free. In fact, they charge only 0.25% per year, which is less than a quarter of the cost of a traditional investment advisor. Really, really cool. They understand taxes, tax benefits, and how to save you money on your taxes with your investments. They manage over $2 billion in client assets. So 5x5 listeners will get their first $10,000 managed for free when they visit wealthfront.com/5x5. Let me say that again, because just visiting that URL will do two things. One, it will support this show and 5x5. And B, it will introduce you to the offerings that wealthfront.com has for you to offer, the offerings that it has to offer. I'm like a poet. So go check it out. First 10K free. That's a lot. wealthfront.com/5x5. And now I shall play the disclaimer. Very proud of this. Listen up, folks. Wealthfront Inc. is an SEC-registered investment advisor. Brokerage services are offered through Wealthfront Brokerage Corporation, member FINRA and SIPC. This is not a solicitation to buy or sell securities. Investing in securities involve risks, and there is a possibility of losing money. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. Please visit wealthfront.com to read the full disclosure. Done.
Oh, I love it.
That's it.
And it's your voice.
And it's my voice. I said it.
Right?
I said it.
You said it. I think they're going to be, I understood it
I
just
think
fine.
they're going to be happy with that.
I think they are too.
I think they're going to be very pleased. So, anyway, I'm pretty excited about that. I recorded that, and then I sped it up with, Logic has this thing called VariSpeed. And you can speed things up and pitch correct them. And I had it a bit faster than that. And Hattie said, she swooped in and said, no.
That was me swooping in.
No.
That was Hattie Bird.
Yeah. She said it's too fast. Too fast.
Too fast.
So these watches are showing up faster. Now, the links to this all the news links, I do what is essentially a newsletter. I do it for you people. I do it out of the love that I have for you people. Then I make it free. 5by5.tv/DBH is the place to go. And you can sign up for the little newsletter right there for this, and it'll send you all of the links from each episode right to your inbox, and it'll also let you know when I post an episode. It doesn't cost you anything. It's the best links ever, all the ones we cover in this show. And you know what I found out? It's not my goal. It's not my goal to like scoop other news shows or really scoop anybody, because I don't think people are tuning into this show for, like purely for news. They're tuning in for my thoughts and opinions about the news, because they understand that my thoughts and opinions are always right. And no one ever disagrees with me except people on the internet. I get a lot of people disagreeing with me. A lot. Have you seen this new app I wanted to tell you about? This is our app of the week, by the way. Where's that music for that? Here. App of the week.
You found the song.
Yeah.
I love it.
Let's hear your song. Level Up Quest is the name of it. It's by Sang-hyun Kim.
That's your name, dude.
This is a very cool little app that makes managing tasks more fun. Please, everybody, please watch this show. Please watch the video of this show, because I show you things. I show you very exciting things like this screenshot. Look at this. Can you describe what we're looking at, please?
You are looking at a beautiful, beautiful screenshot of this app. It's kind of a teal colored. The app is called Quest. And I don't know how else to describe it because it's so far away. It looks...
The most interesting task manager. You clear your tasks like a game.
Like a game.
Like a game. Pick up dry cleaning. And there's a little Wolfman for that. Send ET home. These are sample tasks. It shows a ghost. There's a vampire. There's a little meeting that you have that's a devil. All of these things, you have your different lists. And as you complete the list, it's like completing a task. And you have little things that you earn. Look at this. The little guy is earning little things. He has little quests. And you level up. You collect new items as you complete your tasks. And as a widget, I mean, this is the kind of thing I think could be a lot of fun. Anyway, it's a neat app, and it's free. It's a free productivity app. So I'm telling people they should go check this out. Level up. They should sponsor the show. Get on that. Take a note. Really take a note. In other big news, Google is set to unveil their wireless service. It's interesting because, well, a lot of these news links that I put in here said they're going to be, but they did come out with it. And I have, here is the link. Google launches their own wireless service. That's the right one. It's called Project Fi. It is for Nexus 6 owners only at first. It's invite only, and you can sign up for an invite. It works on top of Sprint and T-Mobile's network. Does this remind you of an old sponsor of ours called Ting.com at all? Ting.com came out with something very similar to this. It's the same thing. It's basically Sprint's network and T-Mobile. You pay $20 for unlimited talk and text, and then pay $10 per gig of data. So here's their example on TechCrunch. A 3 gigabyte plan would be $30 on top of the $20. So you'd spend $50 for unlimited talk and text, and you pay $10 per gig of data. You pay for what you use, but they say that it's in a strange way. If you pay for 3 gigs of data per month, but you only use 1.5 gigs, you get $15 back at the end of the month. So instead of like billing you for what you use, you pay for what you think you'll use, and then you kind of get a refund.
That's interesting.
It's tied to Google Hangouts, so you can place calls from your number on any Hangouts-enabled tablet or laptop in addition to your phone, which is kind of interesting. It includes Wi-Fi tethering, and here's a picture of the coverage map. We have some coverage here in lovely capital of Texas, here in Austin. It's not the best. It's not the best coverage. 4G LTE is only in some places, heavy in Florida, and heavy in the northeast coast. But elsewhere, it's 2G and 3G. So it's not great. I mean, I'm not really sure why they're doing this, but they're doing it. So good for them, I guess. Path. You remember the Path app? How did you ever, you were very into Path for a while. It took away from your Facebook time, and that's why I had to cancel it.
No, I knew people that used Path. I think I downloaded it once, but it never hooked me.
You were very into it. But Path is in talks to sell their app to South Korea's Kakao Talk. How do you say that? Kakao Talk?
Spell it.
Kakao Talk.
Cacao, yeah, right?
Well, I don't understand here's my ruling on this. I don't know anybody that's using Path anymore. I don't know anyone that really did use Path. It would give Kakao Talk's parent company, Daum Kakao, a major foothold in Indonesia, where Path is a leading social app. 30 million active users, the majority of whom live in Indonesia. All right, great. Good for Path, I guess. Here's something interesting to a lot of people. 6 U.S. senators are saying the Comcast-Time Warner Cable merger should be blocked, including our friend Al Franken. I would like to interview Al Franken. Could you and Greg get on that for the new pipeline? I want to interview him for the new pipeline, not for this. You got that?
Yep.
All right. The Federal Communications Commission and Department of Justice they're being urged by these folks to block the $45.2 billion acquisition of Time Warner Cable. The meeting is going on today, and they're saying block it. And it was signed by Al Franken, Bernard Sanders, Edward Markey, Ron Wyden, Elizabeth Warren, and Richard Blumenthal. I had a teacher, Blumenthal. I also had a Rosenthal when I was a kid growing up. But that's not them. It's pretty interesting. We wanted to talk about this on the show yesterday, especially after Will Carroll was here, but we weren't able to because we wound up not doing the show yesterday. But we have some NFL news. The schedule is out. First game, Thursday, September 10th, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Steelers at Patriots. Care to comment, Hattie Cook?
Yay, football.
No, really. I mean, what's your... Yesterday, you were very upset because you said that we had to
wait that long. Oh, it feels far away. September feels far, but anyway.
Oh, look at him.
Also, I had a question. Go back to that page. The gold.
I don't know what the gold highlight.
Can someone tell us what that means?
I don't know what the gold highlighted tickets mean. Does that mean it's on sale now and the other ones are not on sale? I suppose I could.
Does that mean they're all sold out, but no one cares about the Dolphins?
They're not all sold out.
What
yet.
is the other
But
one?
no one does care about the Dolphins and the Redskins.
That's
Dolphins,
what I thought.
my old team from the Dan Marino time period. My main team, though, of course, is the Eagles. And man alive, do the Eagles have a terrible, terrible schedule.
Yeah.
Terrible schedule. Listen to this. This is an article on NFL.com. Philadelphia Eagles fans are probably upset that they'll barely get an up-close look at Chip Kelly's remade roster early on, with the team on the road for the first 3 of its 4 regular season games. And it says, well, blame the Phillies and the Pope. The Eagles share parking lot with the Phillies, making September and sometimes October an annual source of scheduling conundrums. But this year, the NFL received an additional and unusual request pertaining to the Eagles slate from the Archbishop of Philadelphia. He asked that the Eagles not be scheduled for a home game on the 3rd Sunday of the season, September 27th, because Pope Francis is scheduled to deliver Mass outside the city's famed art museum to an expected crowd of, you ready for this? 2 million people.
Wow.
The demand for city services, transportation, police, etc. would be too great to also host a football game. The Eagles endorsed the request, and so they will visit the New York Jets. But, man, the NFL schedule. This is why I'm surprised that more nerds aren't interested in football and baseball, because there's all these little factors. People get so into Minecraft and like, well, you know, I want to mine some diamond. Well, how do you mine a diamond? You need an iron pickaxe. Well, how do you get that? Well, you got to get iron ore. Well, how do you get iron ore? Well, you need a stone pickaxe. Well, how do you get that? You can make a wood one. How do you make the wood one? You knock down a tree and build a crafting table. This all is the same. It's the same thing as Minecraft. Football is the same thing as Minecraft. Anyway, there's tons of great details that I think people would really enjoy if they were willing to give it a shot. And here I Need My Toilet Flusher again. Jay-Z's Tidal music service is already a spectacular flop, according to BGR. 2 weeks after Tidal briefly cracked the U.S. iPhone Top 20 download chart, the app has crashed out at the top 700. Apparently, American consumers have limited empathy toward Beyonce and Nicki Minaj. Soon after the launch fiasco, Tidal CEO was kicked out in a streamlining move. The new CEO, Peter Tonstad, a former consultant in the Norwegian Ministry of Environment, has his work cut out for him. So, I don't know. This is not good. This is not good for my homeboy Jay-Z.
No.
Rivals of Tidal are surging. Spotify just announced earlier this week that they made like $53 million more, something like that. The other two services, Pandora and Spotify, are in positions number 3 and 4 on the U.S. iPhone revenue chart. I mean, streaming is in, but Tidal is not going to work. Tidal is not going to work. Speaking of all that, Kendrick Lamar has a new album that set Spotify's streaming record. You're wondering why Apple spent $3 billion on Beats. It's because they want a piece of this. To Pimp a Butterfly is the name of his new album.
415 cocaine.
$9.6 million is how many streams he had in a single day.
Wow.
And this is going to blow you away. That's only songs that were listened to all the way through.
Oh my God.
So if you just went in there and hit play and stopped it after 10 seconds, that's not even counted. These are only people who listened to the entire song.
Who just probably just let the whole album play. Start from the beginning
probably.
and let it play.
Probably.
Wow. What am I supposed to do with that?
Anyway, it's a big number.
Piercing.
I gotta do another sponsor, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
Who did I do already? Wealthfront.
Yes.
Let's do MailRoute because I love them. I had a domain. Let me just tell you this story. I'll make it quick. I had a domain, danbenjamin.com. Used it for years. Somehow, my email address, because I started using that thing in like the late 90s, I think. Somehow, I was on every single list. The email address became unusable, dan@danbenjamin.com. Couldn't use it. Unusable. I had pretty much written it off. I didn't even have connected to email service anymore. Every time I would connect it to one, it would get hundreds of spam emails a day. The worst kind, too. Enter MailRoute. They basically sit in between the internet and the world of spam and your email box. For the geeks who want to know, you set them up as a mail exchange record. It filters through there and then delivers to your regular web host or mail host rather, so that you don't need to like configure anything on your end. You just put this in between. Boom, all the mail goes through, gets cleaned up. Guess what? I'm using my email address again. I don't get any spam. That's the one email address I have that all the email messages go through, and as spam is not going through. Way better than the ones that Google manages. Way better than the ones that I don't want to name the app name, but the one that you add to your mail app. Way better than that. MailRoute.net/ and of course, I got to get my soundbite ready. I need to have these all on one screen. Who comes in here and changes these screens? I'm serious. I'm fed up with this. Who changes these things? Are you doing it? Because you were standing up here before I came in the room.
Not me. I don't change anything. I don't touch that.
I'm just saying, I saw you over here before I came in the room, and now everything's been reorganized.
I know, but no.
Okay. They use the good URL, mailroute.net/Dan sent me for a free trial and 10% off for the lifetime of your account. Mailroute.net/Dan sent me. Great service. I totally love this service. Totally recommend it. They're great customer support. Small company doing the right thing the right way. So go check them out. I'm gonna have to call that Android guy. My kid has a thing at 11:05. How am I gonna get there at 11:05?
Yeah, that's strange.
You know why they time it that way? They time it that way because that's when the kids all go to lunch from like 11 to 11:30 or something.
Uh-huh.
How that's lunch, I don't know, at 11. But that's when lunch is. Okay, so that's when they go to lunch. That's when like the teacher can get a break. to talk to me.
11:05 is the 1 5-minute time.
There's this clock that they invented that only loses 1 second in every 15 billion years. It's called the optical lattice clock. It uses strontium atoms. And it's now 3 times more accurate than a year ago when it set the previous world record. This clock, how is this a clock? Look at this. Can you describe this picture? What are we looking at here? What is that?
Oh my gosh.
What is that?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. It looks like the inside of a futuristic computer. There's lots of wires and purple fluorescent lights and oh my God. I don't know. How would you describe that, Dan? It looks like images layered on top of each other of insides of giant pipe factory.
It's very confusing. That was the one I was looking for. Well, it is not a clock that anyone else has ever imagined or seen before. It is what's called an optical clock. These strontium atoms work at optical frequencies much higher than microwave frequencies used in Casium clocks. I don't know what any of this means, but it means we now have a very accurate clock. And this is important for computing, and it's important for research, and it's important in science. It's not really necessarily important for, like a regular human, but here's a quote. First, Einstein. Here's we got to talk about Einstein. The clock is sensitive enough, the researcher said, to measure tiny changes in the passage of time at different altitudes. Did you know that time changes as you change altitude? This is something predicted by Einstein a century ago, and it's been studied. Einstein's relativity theory states a clock must tick faster at the top of a mountain than at its foot due to the effects of gravity. Quote, our performance means that we can measure the gravitational shift when you raise the clock just 2 centimeters on the Earth's surface. The team had built a radiation shield around the atom chamber of their clock, which means it can be operated at room temperature rather than in cryogenic conditions. Well, thank goodness for that. Normal configurations for the win. There is a security flaw that allows attackers crash any iPhone or iPad within Wi-Fi range. And here's a little video that just shows an Apple iPhone rebooting starting to come up, and as soon as it boots up, it crashes again. This is a very bad hack. The hacker has to have control over the Wi-Fi network, but many of them do. And if they do that, then they can cause these phones to reboot constantly. Now, listen to me. I am not a fan of the LED bulbs, and I'll tell you why. A lot of people say, well, they don't look right. They don't look as good as it. That's not my issue. That is not the issue. The problem is the light from these LED bulbs. For many people, it's not as bad as the fluorescent, but the kind of light on these bulbs gives some people headaches. And they give. I don't like them, but way better than those terrible little fluorescent curled up in a regular shape of a bulb. These are way better than that. LED bulbs. So they're not a natural light. Incandescent is a natural light. LED is not natural. It's bad for you. Look it up. It's my opinion. But these bulbs that are rated for 10 years will set you back $4.97, going on sale in May at the Home Depot. I got to get this Android guy on. I'm going to have to skip all these stories. I have to just skip them all.
To him about the story.
He doesn't care. Marvel's Iceman is coming out as gay in the latest X-Men comic. This is a big spoiler that everybody in the whole world is already talking about. So I figured I would talk about it only because everybody else is already talking about it. And the author of this particular issue of the comic, Brian Michael Bendis, says, I swear on my dogs, I wanted the issue to come out and just be no press, no sensational headlines, no leaks. Oh, well. But that's what came out in it. And I'm not reading this particular comic book. It's called The All New X-Men, and it came out yesterday. I haven't been reading this, but now I'm interested in maybe checking this one out. But in issue number 40, Iceman is more or less outed by Jean Grey. But these are young. They're young X-Men who are, I think they're time traveling or something, and they're in parallel to their grown-up counterparts in the same universe. So he asks the questions. He says, well, wait a minute. How can I be gay but my older self not be? And they have theories on that they talk about. So it's a very self-aware little comic there.
Interesting. Kind of meta.
Meta-comics. I'm going to blow through these. Maybe I can, you know what, maybe I can jump in and talk a little bit to our guest today, Ron. I'm going to have all about 10 minutes for Ron. That's so rude to him, so I'm going to dedicate the whole show to him. This show is dedicated to Ron. There's this brand new product called Hello from Facebook. It lets you make phone calls.
Surprise.
Built by the Messenger team. Hello connects with Facebook so you can see who's calling, block unwanted calls, and search for people in places. They want you to make calls with Hello. When you get a call, Hello will show info about who's calling you. Even if you don't have that number saved in your phone, you'll only see that info that people have already shared with you on Facebook. So this is really neat. You can make calls now. You can block unwanted calls. Hello. Thanks, Facebook. Yahoo called its layoffs a remix. They're laying people off and they called it a remix. How disrespectful. I'm going to do the grid on this. I'm going to write this down. Tomorrow's grid is going to be called Remix. I'm going to be talking about this. So just a little preview. So strange. Meyer's Remix centers on transforming Yahoo into a vital web resource for people all around the world, one centered on search, digital content, and communications. Here's what she said. As we see new formats appear, be it phones, tablets, watches, televisions, we think that the ability to play the role of guide and really inform, connect, and entertain users will stand the test of time, and these new areas of revenue for us in mobile, video, native, and social can really go the distance. Their revenue is dipping. They're a completely irrelevant company. They have nothing to offer anybody. They always screw up anything that they acquire. Yahoo... Whoa, I got a double. Yahoo in 2015, it really sucks. Is that just me?
No, I think you're right. They completely ruined Flickr. Like,
totally.
Completely.
Totally. A remix is when you create a different version of something. Well, that's what they're trying to do. Remixing and pivoting. Yahoo is a completely irrelevant... Hattie, are they a sponsor? Is Yahoo a sponsor?
No.
Yahoo is a completely irrelevant company. If they manage to reinvent themselves to do anything... Look at what Microsoft did. I'm not saying the Surface is a product that I want, but Microsoft is working really hard on reinventing themselves, and they're doing a pretty good job of it. Yahoo is going to fail at this, just like they failed at everything else. Here's some screenshots of what Twitter, Instagram, and your other favorite apps look like on the Apple Watch, which is what I'm going to talk to Ron about, why I canceled my order. Because I don't have a job for the Apple Watch right now. Do I want to look at stocks on my watch? I don't. Oh, look. You can set up a timer on your Apple Watch. Well, guess what? I can do that on an $18 Casio. Look, here's Shazam on a watch. I can, give me something better than that. I want something a whole lot better. I can barely see the Instagram photos on my 5S. Why do I want to look at them smaller and crappier on a watch? I'm serious. That's the wrong point. That's not what we want from a watch. The Crouchlet is this little funny little power adapter thing that you put in your couch. Have you seen this, Hattie? I can imagine you're going to want one of these.
Couchlet.
It's called the Couchlet. It's a foldable U.S. power system that peeks up between your couch cushions or mattresses and lets you plug in while seated or lying down.
I need that so bad.
It costs $16.
And
it's actually $16 for two. It's like, and if you order now, you can get two for the price of one. Only $16. You plug in your USB devices into your couch.
I love that. I have dangerous fire hazardous extension cables running around.
I know
with
you do.
6 plugs plugging out from it. It's terrible.
It's wedge shaped, so it fits in there. It's low voltage, so it won't make a fire. This is a really cool thing. It ships in December. I think these are great. I want one of these. Hattie, can you contact Couchlet
I love
and
this.
see if they'll get in touch with us? Because I want to see if we can get that. Last thing I've got before we get patient Ron on the phone. Dropbox's collaborative note-taking service, Dropbox Notes, heads into beta testing. It's an online note-taking service they were calling Project Composer. Apparently, if you remember, they acquired HackPad in 2014. I don't remember that. But they're rolling out the service as Dropbox Notes, and they're inviting teams to sign up. And they have, I think you'll like this, Hattie.
Cat.
I thought you would like that.
Hi.
What do you think of that?
Little cat's just waving at you.
It's a little. Their Dropbox Notes is a fat orange cat waving.
Tabby cat.
Yeah. So that's it. That's all we really know about this. Dropbox.com/notes, where you can do collaborative notes. I'd like to try this. Hattie, can you get in touch with Dropbox, please, and see if they'll invite us to this? Because I would like to use this service. And now, at long last, let's call up. We're getting Aran Amadeo.
Yep.
Get him on the line, please. You can talk to him for 2 seconds. Ron. Hi, Ron. Mr. Amadeo. Ron. See, he's angry.
Yeah, he's
He's
icing
gotten
you
very
out.
angry. Ron.
Can he hear us?
We've been frantically trying to reach you, dude.
Touche.
Ron. Ooh, it got more quiet.
Oh, this is oh, it's connecting. You want to hang up and call him back?
Yeah, I'll try once more.
Now it's saying he's offline all of a sudden. He was
He
online.
something went
he
wrong.
didn't like it, and then hung up. And then
I waited to get him on the line because I wanted to make sure he would have enough time for getting ready for it. But that's why I waited.
Right, to prepare.
Let him prepare.
Right. He might be restarting Skype. We'll see.
He might be. We'll give him another minute and see what happens.
Oh.
That's my favorite sound of all of your old Hattie bites. That's my favorite one.
Really?
That one's hung out.
Oh. I do love him.
What is that? What is that you're doing with your voice? When you do?
Oh. That's what I'm doing. Oh, I do love him. I do. Oh, look at him.
I mean, there's some good ones on there.
Think about it.
That's actually the most useful one.
Think about it. You're telling people to think about
Who
it.
are you? Who was that person?
He's online now. Should I call him again?
Yeah, get him back here.
I'm gonna try him again.
Okay.
It sounded more promising.
The ring
somehow.
sounded more promising.
Should I try his mobile?
All right, hang up on him. We will try again. Ron, we'll get you back. I promise. Okay.
We're booing us, not you.
We're booing the fact that we could not get Ron
Right.
on here. That's what I was booing. Not booing Ron. Does it sound like I was booing Ron?
We don't want anyone to think
I know
booing
we're
Ron.
not booing Ron. I mean, not as far as you know. Well, Frank is nasty. Okay. Our last sponsor today is Tripcase. I do like a Tripcase. And you know what? I'm finally going to get a chance to use Tripcase's new version of their new app. Not the Apple Watch version, but the Pebble one when my Pebble comes. And hopefully my Pebble will get in time. I've been toying with the idea of maybe going to WWDC, not to go to WWDC, but to hang out at AltConf.
Yes. Oh,
That's
I do.
actually...
I never know when you have my split screen up.
It's been up the whole time.
Oh, lovely.
It's, going to AltConf and hanging out there. People are saying I should go to that. And maybe I will. But I will take Tripcase with me if I do. Tripcase.com/DBH is the place to go to find out about this watch thing. What is it? You go to tripcase.com/DBH and you'll learn. They have Uber integration. They have flight alerts. You can share your trip. You can remember the place you're at. They've got destination weather. They've got seat maps. All of this stuff built into one single app. Pretty amazing, if you ask me. Tripcase.com/DBH. You do this and you will be a rock star on your trip. You won't have to worry about launching different apps and figuring out which one to get. It does it all. And you can even do that cool thing where when you get your hotel reservation or your flight, you just forward it to trips@tripcase.com. Boom. Shows up in the app right there. Share it with your friends. Be a rock star. Tripcase.com/DBH. Thanks very much to them for making this show possible. That's it, though. Tesla Motors. Since we didn't get Ron, I'll tell you about Tesla Motors. They're unveiling a battery. They had this big secret announcement. Oh, it's this big secret announcement. It's going to be amazing. We're going to do this and the other thing. It's going to be great. We're not talking about it. And then they basically say, yeah, it's a battery. It's a home battery. We're going to unveil the Tesla home battery, the consumer battery that would be for use in people's houses or businesses. What does that mean? Do we need a battery? Do I want a battery in my house? Batteries can explode. Do I want my house to explode? A drone containing radiation landed on the roof of a Japanese prime minister's office.
It's so weird.
Japanese authorities have launched an investigation after a small drone reportedly containing traces of radiation was found on the roof of the prime minister's office. They're starting to worry about maybe people are going to use drones for bad things. Maybe. Wow. I saw in the sidebar, Hattie, this is all you.
What's
the
happening?
5 worst haircuts for men right now?
Okay. First of all, I don't think the one on the left is
the bowl
a haircut.
Cut? The bowl cut is in right now.
No. The man bun is in.
The bowl cut is in also.
I've never seen anyone with that specific haircut unless it's a model for a photo shoot and they're trying to be all avant-garde. But the bun is in, but I'm not a fan of the bun.
Well, this looks terrible. Man buns. Look at this. They're actually using a bowl to cut his hair in this picture.
Isn't that a picture of
That's Jim Carrey in Dumb and Dumber.
Uh-huh.
Look at that. What is that? What are we looking at?
That is a picture of
Oliver Proudlock of the reality TV show Made in Chelsea. He has a man bun. The undercut bob on Jamie Oliver's new hairstyle.
Jamie Oliver's hair is insane.
Jared Leto has
went,
a bleach job.
Do you know why he has a bleach job? Think about it. Yes, play that.
Think about it.
He's the Joker, so he's had to change his hair out recently. And I think that's how he got rid of the green.
I want Daniel Jackson to make... We're going to have a segment on here. I'm going to organize these all into segments. This one's going to be called Think About It. I want Daniel Jackson to use...
Segment, Think About It.
Think About It.
Think about it.
The Osbourne. I don't know why they're calling it the Osbourne. Is it because Harry Osbourne?
Harry Osbourne? Yeah.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Anyway, that's it. That's all we got time for today. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. I'm at Dan Benjamin on Twitter. I appreciate you listening and hopefully watching this show. Thank you for doing that. We will be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 Central, 8 Pacific. So you can tune in live using the 5x5.tv app, which is free for iOS users everywhere. New version coming out. We will be open sourcing it, giving it away to all podcasters for all of you to use for free. And that's all. Have a good one. See you tomorrow. Saying goodbye to the live stream. Then I'm going to leave. It's 11. Gotta go. Thanks, everybody.